Finally, whatever is true, think about such things.
Welcome to Truth Is, the podcast based on the blog, based on tidbits of truth that find their way filtering through the mind of Dewey Roth. That would be me, and this would be episode 176, The Wright Brothers Go Wrong. I have not read the book by Lawrence Goldstone, Birdmen, nor do I ever intend to read it, but I am grateful to delanceyplace.com for the following introduction and excerpt. After their historic 1903 breakthrough in flight, the Wright brothers were granted patents on their invention that were overly broad, both by the standards of their time and the standards of today. The Wright brothers' vigorous attempts to enforce those patents, especially against their arch-rival Glenn Curtiss, created enormous resentment and left a trail of rancorous litigation. More importantly, the brothers, especially the older brother and design genius Wilbur, pursued this litigation to the neglect of pursuing improvements in their technology, and soon found themselves trailing other pioneers in the aviation industry. And now, a quote from the book. In pursuing damages over technology, the Wrights had rendered themselves anachronisms. Their lack of moderation was equally self-defeating. Wilbur and Orville thought anyone who did not see things their way was either ignorant or duplicitous. Anyone who overtly disagreed with them was either a liar or a cheat. The fact that the performance of their competitors improved while Wright airplanes remained substantially unchanged was, according to the brothers, only because the rest of the aviation community were a bunch of craven patent infringers. By the end of 1911, Wilbur's frustration had begun to gnaw at his health. He had, by his own admission, worked harder and for longer hours pursuing the case against Glenn Curtiss than he had developing the Wright Flyer. He drove himself to exhaustion, traveling around the country, meeting with lawyers and giving depositions, and grew so thin as to appear cadaverous. Family members began to express concern about the crushing pace he insisted on maintaining. In January 1912, Wilbur wrote a singular letter to the Hungarian anthropologist Guillaume de Hevesy. During the past 3 months, most of my time has been taken up with lawsuits, he began. Then Wilbur made an extraordinary assertion, quote, when we think what we might have accomplished if we had been able to devote the past 5 years to experiments, we feel very sad. There is little question that the patent wars were devastating American aviation. By January 1912, France boasted 800 aviators a day, making flights to only 90 in the United States. As early as July 1911, Aeronautics ran an editorial whose opening line read, "What is the matter with aviation in America?" The journal lamented that in 3 short years after the epoch-making flights of the Wright brothers in France and at Fort Myer that electrified the world, America had changed places from the head to the foot of the procession. The magazine blamed a combination of a fear of innovation, an unwillingness to spend money, and a desire by the government to sit on the sidelines and wait to see what Europe came up with. Nowhere did the editorial mention that America's 2 greatest designers were either spending a good part of their time, Curtiss, or all of their time, Wilbur Wright, trying to best each other in the courtroom. Truth is, looking backward will seldom get a person ahead. If we spend all our time trying to recapture, protect, or fix the past, we will miss out on enjoying the present and preparing for the future. You can find the Truth Is blog by going to almostthetruth.com, where you can also find my contact information and learn about the humor blog Almost the Truth. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, like, share, and talk about Truth Is. Please, and thank you. My name is Dewey Roth. God bless us, everyone.
Truth Is a production of Almost the Truth Communication Services.